This week at Full Steam Ahead, we've got markers and we've got motors. That means it's time for Doodle Bots. We'll build our Doodle Bot's body later. We're using a takeout container, but any sort of cup will work. You need 4 different markers of any color you want and bits and pieces for decoration. We are going to build our own battery case to hold a AA battery. We're using corrugated plastic, but you can build it out of corrugated cardboard as well. Following these dimensions, it will fit perfectly. Look closely. In most areas, I've only scored the plastic. That means I've just cut through the top layer to help it bend, and cut all the way through on 4 little sections. The battery holder allows us to firmly attach wires to the 2 ends of the battery so that we can run a current through our motor. Pick up one of your wires with an alligator clip on the end and twist the exposed wires together to make sure they're all stuck together. Then open up the legs of one of the paper fasteners and tightly twist the wires around one of them. Make it as tight as you can because we need a really firm connection between the metal of the fastener and the wires. Now pinch both of the legs together as tightly as you can and push it through one of the holes in the end of your battery holder. The flat head needs to be on the inside of the battery holder and the 2 legs will be folded open on the outside. Now repeat this process and attach the second wire to the other end of the battery holder. Now we're ready to place our battery inside the holder. Fold the 2 side flaps over the battery, holding it firmly in place. You might want to wrap an elastic band around those flaps at this point, but you don't need to. Fold the end flaps up, pressing the heads of the paper fasteners against the ends of the battery. The smaller end flaps will fold around and hold everything closed. Now wrap an elastic band 2 or 3 times around the whole thing, and that should hold everything in place. Now you might be wondering which end of my battery is positive and which end is negative, and don't I need to know that to hook it up to my motor? You can mark your case with positive and negative if you like, but these motors will actually run in either direction. Carefully bend the small metal tags out from your motor and clip one of your wires on. Then attach your clothespin to the peg on the other end and attach your other wire. It's hard to see when it's spinning really fast, but changing the way you attach your wires will change the direction your motor spins. See? This way it's spinning clockwise, and when I switch it, it spins counterclockwise. I wonder if that would change the way my Doodle Bot acts later on. Now let's put our motor aside and get to work on our Doodle Bot body. Cut off the flaps and leave the 4 sides of the box intact. This wire handle holds everything closed, so leave that where it is and think about how you can incorporate the wire handle into your Doodle Bot design. Doodle Bots are so fun because the legs are made out of markers, and when the motor spins with something like a clothespin on it, it makes the whole Doodle Bot a little bit unbalanced and it'll wiggle around and walk and draw. We are going to attach 4 markers, 1 at each corner. These are the Doodle Bot's legs, so we need to make sure that they're all the same length so that the tips of the markers will all touch the paper at the same time when it's standing up. Choose a spot on your marker that's the same on all 4. When you attach your markers, make sure that spot is always lined up with the bottom of the box. I'm choosing the spot where the numbers start in the barcode. Carefully use packing tape or duct tape to attach your markers to the inside corners of your box. You might want a second set of hands to help you with this part. You can make your legs as long or as short as you want, as long as they're all the same length, and the marker caps are all on the outside of the box, so you can easily put them on and take them off as you use your Doodle Bot. Also, you can use whatever colors you want from markers you have at home. We at the library just happen to have an awful lot of brown markers, so that's what we're using. A rainbow Doodle Bot would be a lot of fun. Now we're going to attach our motor to our Doodle Bot body. We're going to use hot glue to attach it to one of the sides, but before you do that, make sure you watch closely. The spinning peg of the motor needs to have something like a clothespin attached to it, and that clothespin needs room to spin. When you glue your motor onto the body, make sure the top half of it is sticking up off of the box. You also need to make sure that the side of the motor with the little metal contact tags is facing out and that you've gently bent those tags out so that your wires will be able to clip onto them. Now flip your robot over gently, making sure that you aren't putting any pressure onto that motor. Tuck the battery pack inside the body and pass the two wires through the folds in the side of the box. This will help keep everything contained so wires aren't flapping all over the place and getting tangled. Now secure the battery pack to the inside of the top of the box using hot glue. Let rest for a moment and then flip over. Clip one wire to the motor, but leave the other one disconnected for now. Attach the clothespin to the peg, pinching it close to the springs in the center. Now attach your second wire and wait for it. There it goes! It works! Hey, come back here. We're not done with you yet. From this point, all that's left to do is decorate your Doodlebot however you like. I'm making some silly little arms out of pipe cleaners. To help them stick to the box, I'm twisting a little platform on one end where the glue will rest and give it a good point of contact. You can add absolutely anything to the body of your Doodlebot without changing the way it works. You could paint it, color on it, add all sorts of bits and pieces, whatever your imagination can come up with. I'm just going to give it a big smile and we're ready to go. Only take the caps off of your Doodlebot's markers when you're all ready to go. That means that you should have a surface all prepared with paper ready for it to run around and draw. I'll stand my Doodlebot up and... uh-oh, do you see that? A design flaw. Nuts! When I turn the motor on, the clothespin is going to bump into that eye stalk and the whole thing won't work. That's okay though, because I know how to fix it. Adjusting your design to make it work better is all part of the building and inventing process. And you know what? I think I like this goofy one eye up, one eye down look. So I think I'll stick with that for now. Finally, we attach the second wire and... there it goes! Off on its own weird, wacky doodling adventure. I love it. Your Doodlebot will want to spin in circles in one direction. See if switching the wires on your motor will make it change directions. Full Steam Ahead kits are available nearly every Saturday at the Fort St. John Public Library. They're free. Just come and get one.